Yeah. Okay. Rock and roll McDonald's. GME's going crazy. If we break 32, all hell's gonna break loose. The whole fucking economy is gonna crash, just so you know, okay?
Oh yeah.
Because they bet they
Tell me
bet they bet they're nuts on GME going bankrupt, right? And if it goes over 32, 32.40, I mean breaks that. I mean a full candle on a meaningful time range opens and closes above 32.40 or 32.60, things are going, there's going to be a problem. Like, Berkshire Hathaway stock,
yeah. What about it?
when it trades at a few $100,000, right?
Okay.
A
I didn't know
share.
that.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
enormous. You can look at two things. One, you can look at the the price of Berkshire. If you just look at the waveform, is the inverse of GameStop. Also, when GameStop did its second dilutive event, uh Berkshire flash crashed to like $100 a share,
Whoa.
meaning there's a few things that the big boys put on the line. They hid their short positions through swaps and leaps, mainly swaps. So they had naked short sold a shit ton of GameStop, probably over a couple 100%. Probably at this point, it's probably 1,000 or 2,000 or something. Oh my god. Anyway, which the day that was announced was also the day they changed the equation used to determine short sale percentage.
Huh.
Anyway, so there's a connection between some big boys and GameStop, and so when GameStop is going to get above a certain amount, those entities that entered into those swaps are going to get margin called, because now the position is too unmanageable. The person who's on the other side of that trade is going to go, yo, 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 pay up, margin called. You get margin called, and
Yeah.
it's gonna be scary, baby. Oh, look at it, it's shooting up like a baby. The only they might try and stop it. The only way you could try and stop it is faking an alien invasion. You might be able to shut down the stock market for a day or two.
But couldn't they stop it also just by all the shenanigans they've done to stop it in the past?
Um,
Like
there's two answers. One, they're already doing that day after day after day after day. They are already spending hundreds of millions of dollars just to survive another day, just to survive another month. So it's about time and pressure. It's about waiting. And now that the company is profitable year over year, they crushed the EPS. Now their revenue will start to go up. They're actually a legitimate business with no debt and over $4 billion of cash on hand. All they have to do is keep selling their dumbass video games and collectibles and shit, and they'll stay in business now. They're a profitable business now. So the bet, and I mean, look at Bill Wong, Archegos, who's now going to fucking jail because of his short position on GameStop.
huh.
That's what took that motherfucker down. That's what took fucking UBS, uh, Credit
Yeah,
Suisse, and now
yeah, Credit
UBS
Suisse.
down. You wanted because of their short position on GameStop, and you know what they did? They sealed the records for 50 years because they don't want
Hmm.
anybody to know
Yeah, they tried to
how
pull a Pfizer. Yeah.
dumb, how retarded
Wow.
and stupid they were. Well, but this way, seller boxing a company, getting a few of your insiders on the board of the company, extracting value, and then crushing the company has been a go-to for quite a while. So this has worked
Uh-huh.
so well with Sears and Toys R Us and whatever biotech companies, all sorts of stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Um, Most notably, starting with Price Waterhouse Cooper, the hedge fund. And guess who used to work there? Who got his start there? Bezos.
Who?
Jeff Bezos.
Ah.
He worked at that hedge fund. And so
Huh.
then so it's no it shouldn't be a surprise that then Amazon takes over everything, because he's using that playbook. He's using that playbook, the short seller, dumb stormtrooper strategy that has worked so well for so long. But now GameStop is the one giant fucking monkey wrench in the gears. And now that the short thesis is dead, meaning the company is now profitable, it's not going to go bankrupt, they're just absolutely fucked. There are people that bet hundreds of millions, billions of dollars on this, and they hid their position through swaps and leaps. And most of them, it seems like the max you can get is a 4-year. And sure, they could roll it again, but the issue is you have to find somebody who will take the other side of that trade. And now nobody is going to say, okay, I'll help you hide your position. For collateral, I'll help you hide your position, because if we can just hold out another year or two, GameStop's going down. That's not going to happen now. So you got to find somebody else who's willing to take that trade. And I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Because you've already blown up hedge funds, banks, because of playing with fire, right? It's like at a certain point, the thing is they were able for 20, 30 years, they've been able to reach into the fire and pull out money. And now all of a sudden the fire is actually burning them. And so they are so dumb and stupid, it's taking them, there's a few hands are going to have to get burnt. They're not learning after the first one. OMG.
Which is the kind of thing that makes me like go, in that, because like something, a strategy when you're like trying to figure out who's being disloyal, like, let's say like the pulling shit out of fire, that's something they've been doing. Then at some point they're like, all right, the jig is up. Yeah. You got to stop this. But there's some people that are trying to not going along with us and are fucking with what, we're telling them to stop, but they're not stopping. So when they get burned, we'll know now, it'll expose who the disloyal ones were,
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, and in some ways, it seems like we're really overdue for a giant mega market crash correction. We're in just the giantest bubble of all time. And there's an argument that that's actually really good for rich people. And that while maybe if it happens under Trump or something like that, the poor people will be upset about it. We'll lose money in the stock market and 401ks and that kind of thing. But what always ends up happening with those crashes is the big boys get a bailout from the government. So actually, it's really fantastic. It's a fantastic business strategy move. Pump everything until you just can't anymore. Crash it. You've made money on the up and you make money on the down. So, okay, sounds good. And other people are trying to time that trend. Regular people and big old fat baby businessmen are trying to time that cycle. But if you can make money on the up and the down, then cool. Then you make it as extreme as possible. You push it as far as you can up and push it as far as you can down, and then you start the whole thing over again, right? You create a cycle. You create a cycle, and you make it, more than 12 years long, so that people forget about everything after about 12 years. I'm taking this idea from an anthropologist, and his idea was, I think it was Moe Baba, but I'm not sure. But his idea was that it's like that's about how long it takes for a culture to kind of forget about stuff. Or another way of looking at it is it takes about 12 years before you can make a joke about something really tremendously horrendous. Around 2013 or so, you could start making jokes about 9/11. And it might be actually funny. But like that year, no way, right? 2 years, 3 years, 4, 5, no. Too soon. It's still fresh in our in our cultural memory. But then after about 12 years, it starts to drift off. It's like a new generation's coming up. There's new teenagers and new vocab and shit like that. Well, welcome to my zone, man. This is like where I work all day long. I'm going right into like this is my mode. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm set up. Yeah. Here's
nice.
Oh
yeah, look at that.
But it's gotten more and more. Of course. Yeah, it's gotten a few more keyboards and some more junk over there.
Nice.
Okay.
So let's talk about some of the drone stuff.
Yes. I had one of the plane ones fly over my house, and I got that on video.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it looked like a plane, but it was just way lower. It wasn't as loud, and it had two huge green lights on the stomach of it. Otherwise, it would look like a normal plane. I thought I was seeing one the other night, but it was the freaking moon.
Yeah. I remember.
Bro, that was insanity, just so that's clear. It seems like there's at least two phenomenon, maybe three phenomenon going on. And only one of those is the unexplained, UFO or plasma entities or something like that. And then it seems like maybe part of the cover story is just get a bunch of random shit up in the air, and then people are going to take pictures and video, and most of it's going to be of the like dumb random military hardware. So that you can go see what everyone's seeing is just regular drone shit. You just need to complicate things. If you're not going to give a clear cover story, which they're not, which I'm so surprised, then you just need to make it as well, I heard this. Well, I heard this. Well, look at this. Well, oh, I heard this. Oh, and look at these videos. And now like older UFO videos are now getting reposted as new, as if it's happening right now and stuff.
Right.
So it's this like what I think has been awesome. I've been doing if it's nighttime and I have free time, I go to the live beach cams. I think I sent you the links. There's a few in New Jersey. And there's people like manning the cam, so they're like moving and zooming in as stuff is coming off the ocean. I mean, that's what I've watched it happen a few times now live. It starts to get dark, and then boom, boom, boop, boop, and then some of them will just stay. Some of them will kind of slowly move in, but a lot of them just staying or just moving really slow. And then it seems like now there's kind of a few of the send a normal drone to go check it out, and then it gets blasted or something happens to it and it falls. I've seen that happen a couple of times.
Well, you sent me that one piece of footage where like the orange things are up there, and then they're like
that was interesting. Something got blasted, and
that one got taken down. I tried to show that one to Maria the other day, and it was taken down, which I thought was interesting. Like, why is someone taking those down?
And then Bledsoe, Christopher Bledsoe guy, the guy who did you see his interview on
Danny Jones or what?
Yeah. UFO of God or something like that. He's a very kind of soft-spoken guy.
Sounds familiar. I don't think I saw it, but I think I saw either a clip or a
he just posted like yesterday, I think, of he's taking like groups and stuff to see. So now we're getting some videos where it's multiple angles of the same thing. And this one is they're looking out over the water, and there's 3, 4, 5 different red lights right on the water. And maybe it actually even starts where they're coming out of the water, but in the distance at that line. And then they're kind of staying there, flashing on and off or moving a little bit. That one's really interesting. Yeah, that's not some. Again, I think there's at least one of the phenomena which has been around for a really long time that we don't know what the fuck is going on, right? That it seems like something weird's going on with that stuff. But then otherwise, regular ass plane drones, regular ass military drones. I wouldn't be surprised either if there was something like do you see that Palantir ad?
Yeah, with Elon and Trump.
Where the drone swarm comes out?
Oh no, I don't think I saw that. But I thought you meant when they went to the Army Navy game, and then they were on the jumbo screen or something. Palantir advertisement came up, and it was like, because you have a lot of people that really are rooting for Trump to be the savior. For Trump to take down the deep state. Yes. And it's like, look, this is kind of
keep talking. I'm just doing this for the recording so that people can see
what's happening. What's that now?
That's the G Meet. Yeah, 3113.
Okay. Because it shot up earlier, then it got hammered down, but it's going back up now.
Oh, right? Yeah. No, I mean, it's a battle. Do you see? They're allergic. I mean, they're allergic of it. Even they were allergic of 30. They tried for a while. If you look back, for weeks now, they've been trying to keep it on 30. Don't worry, I won't keep talking about this. And now it's really about really that $32.40, $32.60. If we break meaningfully above that, some crazy shit is going to happen. Some crazy fucking because that's been the resistance line for like ever, for like ever going back. They can't let it get above it, or there's at least a couple of counterparties that cannot let it get above that. And once one big baby falls, it's going to cause dominoes. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be insane. It's going to be like fight club level. It's like listening to me. That's hilarious. You seeing anything up there in New York?
I mean, I haven't personally seen anything, but Maria's mom lives in Jersey, and she just visited her, and they like saw a bunch of drones up there.
And they're like they know it's drones, or that's just the word they're using.
Well, that's just the chosen word now. It's because UFOs implies whatever aliens and whatever, and then that's why they changed it to UAP, right? So it doesn't have that same stigma, even though it's talking about more or less the same thing, right? Like at least that's part of the reason why no one calls them UFOs anymore. They just try to call them UAPs, right?
Change the term.
Yeah, change the term, change the stigma. Is it? Oh, we're not talking about UFOs. We're talking about UAPs. It's like it's the same fucking thing. It's like no, UFOs are what crazy.
Yeah, no, UFO is crazy. UAP is like slightly acceptable somehow.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So because really it's about narrative. Narrative is like the storyline that people sink their teeth into, that like America's the good guy, or
of course
China or Russia's the bad guy, or the Democrats are the good guy, or the Republicans are the good guy, and those types of narratives are what keep people like in their lane, divided and conquered, instead of realizing like there are interests that are concocting many different narratives in order to keep these people over here and these people over there, instead of like coming together and realizing they have, similar enemies, or, similar antagonists, which this issue, the drones, UFO, UAP, whatever you want to call it, that it's weird because, for the past, since Trump came along, not like, I mean, it wasn't so clear before, but before it used to be like more clear, like left, like I've said this to you before, left was anti-war, left was critical of corporations and corporate power. But then once Trump, critical of the CIA and the FBI, and then when Trump came along, it started to like reverse. And maybe you could say during Obama, in some ways, there was some reversal, but it wasn't as apparent or obvious, but the UFO thing is something that, whereas the people on the right have been more red pilled about what's going on in the world, whereas, since Trump, the left has become more blue pilled, like the left has gone running into the open arms of the CIA and the FBI, and
well, yeah, because we are hoping that would be our arm of revenge. We were hoping we could use that to get our way, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, me, whatever, or liberals or left or whatever. We're hoping, oh shit, maybe law enforcement will like help us now. Maybe they'll throw out Trump, and it'll be great. The people that we hated before,
right?
We're like, defund the police, and but then when you need the police, you're like, oh, please, God, will you please go beat up who I tell you to, we totally switch. That's our arm for revenge. We were hoping we were going to get revenge. And we're like, oh shit. Oh yeah. Oh, right. I remember you guys are crooked. Like, got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I didn't like police before. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. Exactly. but it's a way to keep the people divided, instead of like that's what it's. And there's been this weird, interesting thing that's happened where people like myself who came from the left that used to be, what's up? I didn't see that. Yeah, it used to be something that people used to be more neatly into their things, and then basically when like the Dems rigged it against Bernie, it was like you had two camps in the left.
Yeah.
The people that went deeper into and it was interesting because you started at the beginning with like Hillary versus Bernie, where you had people that were like, Bernie's crazy, this is insane, like these these are the worst people in the world, about the Bernie people, and you had these two camps digging their heels in, and then a lot of us knew that they were rigging it against Bernie, but you didn't have the proof yet. And then by the time that the proof came out through WikiLeaks, it was like they had already called it for Hillary. So it was like that information, the WikiLeaks released, which is kind of weird timing.
Of
that
course.
they released the information like after it was, when it was too late to do anything about it. Like once it was, I don't know. I just thought that was weird, that timing. Like if they released that stuff a little bit earlier when the primary was going on, you could have had a lot more people that wouldn't have taken it lying down. Whereas I remember when WikiLeaks released that stuff, and then right directly in response to that, that was called Russian. That was when the whole Russiagate began. That was when it was like Russia, Russia, Russia. And that's when the Democrats became, the neo-McCarthy thing, the McCarthyism, the neo-McCarthyism thing, where it's just anyone who disagrees with you, they're a commie or they're a Russian, And it was like weird to see all these people who had been against conspiracy theories and have been against, that type of speculation, and then all of a sudden they were swallowing this conspiracy theory about Russiagate whole, and it was
they wanted revenge. They wanted revenge.
Well, that was like right. That was like part of it, but it was also a sign of desperation, like WMDs was like can be viewed as like a type of desperation.
Yeah, of course.
that they went to such an obvious deception, whereas some other deceptions it's going to take a lot longer to figure out it was a deception. When you do one that gets figured out that quickly, it's like a sign of desperation. And Russiagate, in a way, was like a sign of desperation, to pivot to that and to undermine the credibility. I mean, I never thought the New York Times and Washington Post and all that was credible, but they still could get away with it, and they still can, because most of the people that still love the New York Times back then still love it now. And you bring up Russiagate, and they're like, "What's Russiagate?" I know people that push Russiagate so hard. And then I bring up Russiagate, and they're like, "What are you talking about? I don't know what Russiagate is."
Well, that's not the new avenue for being right anymore. You got to stay on top of whatever the new talking point is that makes my point of view right.
Yeah, exactly. Like whether it was I stand with Ukraine, or that Biden is cognitively fine, and then all of a sudden within
bro, where's Biden, by the way, dog?
Dude's just like gone. Right?
Like, word?
I know.
Like Trump made an announcement about the drones.
I know.
Okay, cool.
Well, so that's where I think it's fair to wonder if like AI or something like that is already running things, because it's like it was like a test run to see if like, I mean, I think a president is
I
like a
think it's been in the military. I think we've had it in the military for a really, 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 really long
yeah.
time. Just
I
like
mean,
the internet and that kind
institutional
of stuff.
investing too, right?
Sorry.
Institutional investing.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's kind of like when either they create the shell corporation and release it that way, or if some person comes up with the idea like Facebook, then they pull them into the room and show them the JFK assassination from another angle
Yeah,
and say,
yeah,
cool,
exactly.
like, look, you are now part of national defense. You're going to do exactly what we say, and as long as you do that, we're going to make you so rich. You just can't go against us. Got it? Did you see what we saw too? Okay, cool. You just can't go against us. You're now part of the national defense apparatus.
Mm-hmm.
And so you fold it in, just like we've done with scientists who discover really cool new things that was way ahead of their time. They're like, oh, that's like national defense. Like, you can come work for us and develop it within a shell corporation or the government, but you can't just be out there doing whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what someone like, whether we want to think that someone like Bernie or Trump or Obama, anyone who wants to think that this person is different,
Exactly.
like this person is going to stop it, even if we want to be open to the idea that maybe these people want to stop it.
Yeah, even if they wanted to, are they able to? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Even if they wanted to, are they able to? No.
Yep,
they can like go on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
I'll bet on that. I'll put some money down on that. I bet they could go on Saturday Night Live or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's like Trump gets in office, or I mean, he's not in there yet, but he's elected. He's like, oh yeah, about those grocery prices. Those are really hard to get down. I'm not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like I can't actually do that. Like I can't actually do that. Like, you gotta do that. You think we can do that shit, Like, we can't do that shit, So good. So good. Like, we don't have that power.
I know. Well, that's part of it.
I have to go in a few minutes because we'll hit 2:00. I'm sorry, but like we're kicking ass.
Yeah. I mean, I have a feeling like, again, like we just ain't seen nothing yet. Shit's about to get a lot weirder. A lot weirder.
Yeah, I go out every night now and look up and see if I see anything weird. And yeah, I'm really interested to see the cover story as it develops and any more really interesting occurrences. That's for sure.
I know. It's like, it just feels like this is something where everyone plays their little role in the theater, whether scripted or not. It doesn't have to all be so pre-scripted. Some of it could just be, like people are going to like the local politicians. This is their chance to jump out there and be like, I'm fighting for the people. We demand answers. We want answers. Why aren't you giving us answers? And the people are like, oh, this guy's really going to bat for us.
No, I know, but it's like, it's the same thing again. It's like, wait a minute. Aren't you the government?
Yeah.
Like the guy saying like the government needs to give us answers. Like, wait.
Aren't you the government?
Like, what? You are but yeah,
right?
But I thought, but you said, but what?
Yeah.
Wait, so you just proved the deep state. You just proved that there's a separate governing body that's actually making decisions, monitoring things. They got Mount Cheyenne and shit like, they're tracking every damn like mosquito in the world, probably, what I'm saying? They're tracking everything. And well,
it's also like a shock test where you shock something and see what rattles, so here, like, we're seeing that like the state and local governments like don't have anything, or at least on the face of it, if we take things at face value, You know, it's like, aren't you the government? It's like, yeah, but we're just the state and local government. We have no power whatsoever, you know, or little or no power.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's the you thought we could lower the price of eggs?
Yeah, right. Exactly. It's like, what? Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
But here's what I can do. I demand lower egg prices.
Yeah.
I demand that for my voters. They will. And at least 10% will have double yolks. Double yolks.
I know. That's the best we get.
Yeah, right. Well, let's call it here.
Okay.
That's our first episode of our podcast, and we'll keep doing this.
Definitely, man.
30 minutes is nothing for us. Good Lord.
I know. We gotta do it for longer.
I know. I'm sorry I don't have more time today.
Oh, no, do another time longer.
Okay, have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon, man.
All right, buddy. Later, Dogon.
Bye.